So before we start playing the guitar, the most important thing we are going to take a look at is the posture and the way you hold the plectrum. So as you can already see, there is a cut here, so that is meant for your thigh. So you can keep it comfortably here. Make sure the neck is upright and you keep your arm here. Okay, so don't be conscious. You can keep it here as if you are resting your arm. Alright, so it should be in such a way that by keeping it here, you are very comfortable. You won't have to think of anything. And in order to find this perfect position, what you can do is, like if you're watching a program on TV or talking with your friends, then you can sit with the guitar and do whatever you are doing, and then after a while your hand will automatically come to a very comfortable position. Okay, and that is the thing that we are looking forward to. So you keep your arm like this. It should look like this, your arm here, okay, resting on the guitar. And now you're going to bring your wrist back towards the guitar. And here, you can see my wrist is a bit curved. So this will actually help me to pick properly. If my wrist is too straight, then later on you might face problem. That's why if it's curved like this, then with the help of the wrist movement, you'll be able to strum or pick. Alright? So this is how you keep your right hand on the guitar. And now we'll see the left hand. Initially, you need to keep your thumb like this. Okay, think that this is a guitar, imaginary guitar, and I'm keeping the thumb here on the neck and I'm bending my wrist ahead. Okay, like this. And initially we are going to use open string, so we are not going to touch the guitar. That's why we are going to keep the wrist curled like this, and initially it will be a little bit of problem, but deal with it. It's gonna be alright. Alright, so never bend the thumb like this, always keep it straight and try to keep the thumb tip on the back of the guitar like this. Alright, so now we can take a look at how to hold the plectrum. And before we select any plectrum, I would be talking about, the thickness of the plectrum. This one is a Jim Dunlop 0.71 mm. So this is quite comfortable for both strumming and picking. You don't need a very flexible plectrum like this, this one. This is I think 0.46 or 5, I'm not sure. You don't want something like this. Later on if you are playing strumming, then you might need it, but initially you need a semi-hard, or a Fender medium size pick. Alright, and this shape is called a teardrop shape. You can see teardrop shape, and this is more comfortable. So now you hold the plectrum like this. You keep your first finger like this and put the thumb on the first finger like this, and in between you put the plectrum. Alright, like this. So thumb, you should cover the thumb tip with the plectrum and lock the finger with the index finger. So this is a loop kind of a thing that is created, and in between lies the plectrum. And don't keep the plectrum out like this, because once you start playing it might fall off. So try to hold majority of the plectrum inside your grip. Alright, so this is how you hold the plectrum. And initially we are going to take a look at few open string exercises. Open string means if you are not putting your finger on the guitar or fretting any note, is open string. Alright, this is an open string. So we've got 6 open strings if we are not holding anything from the left hand. And what we are going to do is we are going to start from the 6th string. So remember this, the thickest one is the 6th string, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the thinnest one is the 1st string. So you need to remember this thing. Alright, so you start with the 6th string, and once you hold the plectrum, you put your little finger on the guitar. Later on there are many ways of playing, but for beginners, absolute beginners, this is the way I teach, and most people, 99% people whom I have taught find this comfortable. Anyway, so you keep it here, and with the help of your wrist, try to do this. So we are going to take alternate picking on the 6th string. We are just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Just look how I am moving the wrist. I'm not moving the entire hand, okay? Very lightly. And as I've already discussed, I'm keeping the thumb here behind the neck and I'm trying to keep the fingers straight. I can understand this is a bit difficult, but deal with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the most important thing when you're learning something on the guitar or any other instrument, initially you don't have a beat sense. Some gifted people might have, but most people are unable to visualize. So what is required is when you are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, you should count and make sure the tempo is fixed. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and you need to take the other strings as well. So we are going to take a very simple exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th string, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th string, and we are going to come down to the 1st string and then we'll come back to the 6th string, and this will be in a loop. And make sure you don't lose time while going from one string to the other, because this is a common mistake that beginners make. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2nd string. 1, 2. Okay? And you have to play this in a loop. It means once I reach the 6th string, I don't stop. I again come back and keep it going. So make sure you pause the video right now and treat this course as if you are learning from a teacher, okay? And practice this. Alright, and after you're done, then you can come back for the next lesson. So I think you have practiced and now you're back, and now I'm going to teach you the name of the strings. So each and every sound has got a name and each sound is called a note. So this is a note, and any note can be of different pitch. Like this is E. If I consider this is high in pitch, then a low E can sound like this. But these two are same. Initially you won't be able to hear the difference if you don't have any background in music, but gradually you'll get to know. Anyway, so the name of the strings are E, B, G, D, A, E. Okay, this thing you need to memorize is very easy. E, B, G, D, A, E. It means if I play the 1st string open, the sound that I'm getting is E. If I'm playing the 2nd string open, the sound that I'm getting is B. 3rd string open G, 4th string open D, 5th string open A, and 6th string open E. There's an easy way to remember. Every boy gets dull after eating. Okay, if you remember this phrase, then it's very easy to remember. E, B, G, D, A, E. Alright, so let's get on to our next exercise. And now we are going to take some alternate strings, like the same thing that we did before. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4. From 6 we are going to go to the 4th directly. Alternately we are taking 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. You can look at the numbers here on the screen. 6, 2, 3, 4. Then 4th string, 2, 3, 4. 5th string, 3rd string, alright, and now after you're done with this, you can come backwards. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, So this one also you need to practice in loop, and whenever the things are getting complicated, the best thing to do is to slow down and play in different chunks. Okay, you just practice the forward only initially, then the reverse only, then you join. All right, and now let's move on to our next exercise. And now we are taking only one string. Sorry, not one string, only one stroke per string. So 6, 1, 5, 2, 6, 1, 5, 2. Alright. You can already see right now I'm taking a downstroke, then upstroke, then downstroke and upstroke. The logic behind this is called economy of movement. So what we are doing is we are taking a downstroke. Why? We have to always think of the next note that we are going to play before we pick any note. So we are going to take a downstroke because our next note is here. So if I take a downstroke, then actually I'm moving closer towards my target. So that's why down. And here I'm taking an upstroke because before playing this, I'm thinking of what is the next note. That is the fifth string. So if I play upstroke, it makes me move closer to the target. If I take a downstroke here, I'm moving away from the fifth string. So I don't want that. So down, up. And then again, I'm going to take down here because the next string is here. So down and then up because again, I'm going back to the sixth string. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Alright. So you can take this exercise. I call it 6-1-5-2 because the strings are 6-1-5-2. So if I play it twice, 6-1-5-2, 6-1-5-2, and in the next time, now I'm going to introduce a finger here. So I'm going to put my first finger on the third fret, first string. So 6-1-5-2, 6-1. Now this one is happening with the help of my first finger on the third fret. So this is no longer an open string, so you have to press it hard. Initially you won't be able to. Whenever you are putting a finger on a fret, it's recommended that you put your finger close to the fret. And now you can see the guitar that I've got a dot here, here, here and so on. So these dots are actually helping me to understand which fret I am on. So this is the third fret. So 3, 5, 7, 9. So the dots actually make your life easier. If I ask you to play the 9th fret first string, then you straight away know that 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, I put it here. I won't have to count like 1, 2, 3, 4 while playing. Alright. And we've got 2 dots on the 12th fret. I'll tell you later why we have got 2 dots on the 12th fret. In some guitars, they have 2 dots in different places as well. They tend to break the rule, but since this is for the sake of navigation, it's always easy to follow standard rules while making guitar, at least for the beginners. In many guitars, you won't see any dots. In classical guitar, you might see only one dot. That also here, that you can't see it on the guitar. But I'm talking about the guitars that beginners mostly buy, so those are easy to understand. Anyway, the way you put your finger is like this. It should be like a hook, and you put the fingertip on the first string and towards the fret, very close to the fret. Don't put your finger on the fret, then you get a muted sound. Alright, and my thumb is like this so that you can pinch, you can have that finger structure so that you can put more pressure. Alright, so you are going to do 6, 1, 5, 2, 6, 1, 5, 2. Now with the finger 6, 1, 5, 2, 6, 1, 5, 2. Again without the finger. Alright, so this is how you do it. And while you are taking your finger off, make sure you don't move the finger too far away from the guitar, because you have to bring it back. In most cases, I'm not looking at my finger because I know that it's here, and if I bring it just back here, only this much movement will help me to reach my target. Alright, so this is another exercise. Alright, now let's move on to the next section. And before I move on to the next section, if you are more interested in open string exercises, then you can form any pattern. I'll give you a few ideas, like we are taking 6, 4, 5, 3. What you can do is you can start from the first string and play 1, 2. You can take any combination like 1, 2, 6, 5, 2, 1, 4, 3. Alright, if you want to practice more of these stuffs, then you can form your own patterns.